morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. I got a text message. You know me, I got to check it. Let's see if it's somebody I need. Okay.
How could that be? I'm the only one that texts you, I thought. And I'm here.
Well, no. Somebody else texted me.
Okay. Hurt my feelings. Thought I was the only one.
Good morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge, Georgia. I'm your host, BKP. We're live here at Sycamore Crossing, and this is the All-Star. That's just that. Boom. You own it. Go with it. Now, here's the thing, all right? Here's the thing, okay?
No one paid me to be on the All-Star team.
Here's the thing. We just hope nobody digs up your star on the Walk of Fame.
Boy, you're not kidding. How about that, huh?
Hey, Rick.
Take a pickaxe to the poor guy.
So I'm going to leave it up to Rick. Okay?
Excuse me.
I'm going to leave it up to Rick on how far he wants to elaborate. That's all up to him. On our attempt to repair a lawnmower. You know the thing is we should have videoed that.
Jeez.
We would have 1 million hits by now.
I know. Oh man, let me tell you. How many times did we put that one plate on backwards?
You know, all of a sudden it's way.
Kimosabi.
I'm sorry. We really do. There's both of us. We have the. Well, I don't think that other part goes like that. Well, if we wouldn't have screwed that one on that way. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then, oh my gosh, it's starting to rain. We better get in the car for a while till the rain passes.
I finally got the gravel out of my shoulder yesterday evening.
From laying in the driveway.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. So here's the thing.
Hey, we got it done, didn't we?
Well.
The only video I wish we had was when I was trying to put that retainer clip and it went, bing!
No, okay. There you go. He said
little
it, so
devil.
I'm going with this. You remember in A Christmas Story where Ralphie's holding the lug nuts in the where Ralphie's holding the lug nuts in the hubcap?
Yeah.
Right? Dad's changing the wheel. So we're done. 99.9%. 99.9.
That's it.
We're putting a clip on, and the clip popped and took off. Like where? And I think you said old fudge.
You may have started with an F.
I think Rick said, oh, fudge.
Fudge.
Right?
Right.
So I said, let's finish everything
Shut
else.
the front door. And we lost another one.
Yeah, so I said, okay, let's finish everything else. It's laying here. It popped in the air. It's laying here. I think where we went wrong is just not stopping and looking then.
Yep.
Right?
I think you're right.
So I said, okay, let's finish everything out, wrap up, put tools, everything. We'll look around. We got to pop the clip on. It's going to take 2 seconds. Never found this clip. It's laying in that driveway somewhere.
Yep.
Never found the clip.
Yep.
So here's the funny thing. Okay, so late yesterday afternoon, while you're sitting at the air conditioning in the movies, and I'm still trying to get gravel out of my, because you're going to tell us about that movie. I'm still trying to get gravel out of the shoulder. So you're down at the movies, and reclined seats, air conditioning.
Boy, was that nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I was kicking back hard.
So I looked at Sassafras, and I said, Sassafras, let's go back out in the driveway and find this clip. So it's funny, so Sassy and I go out in the driveway, and I do the stare down like this, and I'm doing like I'm doing X-ray in the driveway. I said, this clip's laying here. What's funny is my dog went step by step and was doing
oh my goodness.
So I'm like, if you find it,
smell this, Sassafras. Go find him.
Okay, Rick was at the movies yesterday afternoon, and Rick is going to take off and tell us. This is our movie review segment with Rick the All-Star.
This is not Roger Ebert, by the way. And oh, by the way, this movie was reviewed by Rotten Tomatoes and got a 0. So, but I highly recommend Death of a Nation.
Death of a Nation.
Dinesh D'Souza.
D'Souza.
I think it's his second movie. First one was something about
Hillary. The first one got him put in prison.
Yeah. And
that's joke.
That's in the movie. That's in the movie. This is a documentary. Got a runtime of about an hour and a half, 40 minutes, something like that. And what it does is it parallels Trump and Lincoln, and how Lincoln was the guy. Lincoln was the guy who brought the country together after the Civil War, and through the Emancipation Proclamation, freed the slaves. There's a lot of history in this thing, and the critics would tell you he left out some important parts of the history. But I think it's important to note in the movie what he was trying to accomplish. He was trying to accomplish that Trump is going through the same thing right now that Lincoln went through. With the Antifa movement, the fascist, the socialists, and he compared, which was a little edgy, he compared the Nazi Party to the Democrats, the progressives, and took you step by step through world history, starting back during the war. The first scene, the opening scene, was Hitler and Eva Braun sitting in the bunker and committing suicide. And then it took you through the concentration camps, the death camps, all the way through to the Roosevelt days. And the one takeaway that I had was Trump is now dealing with what I'm going to call, what D'Souza calls the urban plantation, which was brought about in the 60s by Lyndon Johnson and the Democrats to control the black population through what they call the urban plantation. Keep them in welfare housing, give them government money, keep control to keep getting their votes.
Right.
And that's starting to unravel now.
You know, I'm
going off the movie now, but I think that is starting to unravel.
Okay, let's go here with then something. I mean, I want to go see the movie.
The movie's great. The theater was phenomenal. It's a true documentary. D'Souza walks through, and he's all over the world. He's in a lot of time in Germany, a lot of the cities in this country. He's in Stockholm, but it was very, very well done. And artistically, he would stand in an area, and all of a sudden that area would transform back, and you see, you know, Hitler holding a Nazi rally in the same area today that exists, and they would transform it through, I'm sure, computer animation somehow. But it was very well done, and it's really worth seeing.
It is unraveling. And to put all these pieces in the puzzle in 30 minutes is not going to happen.
Very tough.
But I want to say this. It is unraveling. And there was a tweet by the president that upset many. When he called the media sick. They're a sick bunch of people. Now, you got to understand, the President of the United States, to my opinion, is in favor of a free press and freedom of speech, okay? Free press and freedom of speech. It's just, you know, there's a certain group that are determined to help stop him and carry the Democrat narrative. That being said, the president said the media, it's a bunch of sick people. They are. I did not think that MSNBC could get any lower. There's days I think they can't go any lower. This morning I watched CNN, MSNBC, Joe and Minka, the group, all of them. I'm going to use as my word, celebrating. Okay? Celebrating the 1-year anniversary. Now, how do we call these things anniversaries? Obviously, I understand the definition, but celebrating what they call the 1-year anniversary of Charlottesville. Okay? Charlottesville was an important part of that movie. Okay. That's exactly what I'm saying is, when these things that are starting to unravel, the media is working hard to help put it back in a box, or say you lied. You watched a movie that's lying. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Charlottesville. Now, do you hear that? Do you hear that? Does anybody hear that? Oh, I'm the only one? It's the dog whistle for white supremacists.
That's right.
No, I'm serious, because this morning they ripped Laura Ingraham apart for an hour.
Really?
Yes, apart. I mean, by name, clips from Laura's show. It said it was a dog whistle to white supremacists. That Laura Ingraham was putting out a dog whistle, and that just angers me. I mean, I don't want to get so angry. And then they railed right into chain migration. I could get angry here, so be prepared.
I'm ready, folks.
Yesterday, through all of the legal channels, okay, nothing was moved, nothing was altered. They went through everything. Yesterday, the First Lady's parents, Melania Trump's parents, became citizens, congratulations, of the United States of America. What did MSNBC do this morning, Joe and Mika? A full spread. So did CNN, okay? CNN, they did a full spread on chain migration and how the president's wife enjoyed chain migration that he rails against.
That is no more chain migration than the man in the moon.
I'm just saying. Now,
good night.
I'm just saying. It infuriated me. Now, I did. Yeah, I'm going to pull it back up in a second here. Now, the other narrative this morning.
But Charlottesville was an important piece of that.
Go for it.
Yeah, Charlottesville. If you recall, it was a march by white supremacists, and there was a lot of pushback from those that came in masks, Antifa, all dressed in black, and they make a reference to the fact that they're all like the brown shirts were during the Nazi regime. You know, they're all dressed the same, and they all practice the anti-fascist, and in fact they are fascist. But see the movie, folks. But they made a very, very important reference to Charlottesville and what happened there. And again, just like you said, and you haven't seen the movie, it was the dog whistle.
Okay, then. I mean, all of the media, it goes on.
Why were they ripping Laura?
A show she did Thursday night or Wednesday night talking about the demographics of the country, how it had changed, and we did not know our country anymore. All right, and that's because we want a white America, all the above, and it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. Now, President Trump, unraveling. President Trump is fixing to. This is prediction time. Okay? President Donald J. Trump will not sit, because he does not hate African Americans quite as much as the media would lead you to believe. Okay? Donald J. Trump will not sit in Washington. He primed the pump yesterday. He sent the dog whistle out to Rahm Emanuel out there in Chicago. I'm coming in. I predict he will. Now, the sorry ass, well, on Fridays I'm not supposed to say stuff like that.
What did you just say?
The sorry ass.
Okay.
The sorry ass governor from Missouri, Illinois, condemns the mayor of Chicago's response or actions, but refuses to send in the National Guard. Rahm says, I don't care, 74 people are shot, 12 or 13 are dead, including kids 17 years old. I don't care. No one has been arrested, right? And the reason the president said something is because he wanted to deflect, okay? The president wanted to deflect from his Russian investigation and special counsel. That's what this jackass said yesterday. Excuse me, lady walking by. I didn't mean to say that to you. Lady thinks I called her a jackass.
I mean, Rahm Emanuel is cut from the same cloth
You
as
understand?
the whole deep state regime.
But doesn't that infuriate you?
Absolutely it does.
And he comes out with a statement that the president's trying to deflect. No, I'm not. No, I'm not making light of it. We would hope a couple of those bullets would have deflected somewhere and not killed a kid.
It's the same stupid statement they made during the week that the only black support the president has is the King, the boxing promoter.
They said he never says anything positive about an African American. Quote, he craps on their head any chance he can. This was over the LeBron James. Dumb as a box of rocks. I said that. Okay, he can dribble a basketball. He can dunk. Doesn't his three-point shot needs some work. But outside of that, once he leaves the court, anybody can buy fancy glasses and try to come across intelligent. All right. That being said, he said Donald Trump only takes a crap on black people on their head. The only African American he shows any respect for or has is Don King.
Don King, that's
That just, and that was right on the
heels of him having that round table
with the pastors,
with all the pastors,
inner city black pastors.
Yes,
right? And what did the one black
from the
pastors,
urban plantation areas?
Yeah, what did the one black pastor say? He said. Well,
they said a lot.
Well, he said in 60 years. And 60 years, his lifetime. And that's when Trump made a joke that, when I first met you, I thought you were in your 30s, so he knows the guy. But the pastor said in 60 years, he has never worked with a president or has seen a president that is so involved in trying to make changes in the black African American communities in the inner city.
And then you get someone like a Candace Owen that comes to the forefront, a conservative black woman, and what does she do? She gets trashed. And what are they chanting? They're chanting white supremacist. And she comes on television the other day. She goes, "Has anybody noticed that I'm black? I'm not a white person? Has anybody noticed that the guy that's running for Senate seat in Michigan that was endorsed by Trump is a black man that went to West Point, that served his country in the armed services, and is a very articulate entrepreneur that has made a very successful life for himself." Does anybody kind of miss that?
Hey, you know what? I had an opportunity this past Tuesday night to speak to a group called the President's Team, and it was about 40 people down in Cherokee, down in Woodstock, down Cherokee County. And there was about 40 people, and I had an opportunity to speak for about 15 minutes. I'm looking forward to getting an opportunity to speak at the President's Team in Bartow County next week, along with Alicia, and I don't have my paper if you're watching, Americans for Prosperity. But the lady that leads the America's team, or President's Team in Cherokee County, she's Hispanic. Lovely lady, great person. I mean, just a good friend. Sends me. She's Hispanic. I mean, what are you calling her? You calling her a white?
I am truly convinced that Trump is colorblind. In terms of, everybody is part of the team. Like he.
Well, here's the thing that people miss, and let me go to one more while we're on such a racially motivated discussion here. John James. The Debbie Stabenow, and I didn't.
That's the one I was just talking about. Yeah.
Well, you talk. Okay.
The guy in Michigan. I mean, I went through his whole resume, and you were off on another.
Oh, you said that?
I did.
I can't hear
I said,
you
what?
You didn't tighten the muffler on the mower on that side, Jerry. I have muffler.
That was your side.
That was your side. No,
yeah, I mean,
John James, right?
Yeah. The West Point grad.
And they won't talk. Go for it, man.
He's a West Point. I just said he's a West Point grad. He's an entrepreneur that built a successful business. He's a very articulate black man who served in the armed forces as a Navy pilot. No, not a Navy pilot.
Helicopter pilot.
He was a helicopter pilot. He graduated from West Point. Must be Army.
Yeah. He was in Iraq.
And he's running against Debbie Stabenow. Stabenow and was endorsed by Trump. Has anybody missed that whole thing? And he crushed the guy, the incumbent.
White guy.
The what? Oh,
We
he
have
just
to say
happened
it
to be a
because
white guy.
Yeah, he happened to be a white
Yeah.
guy. And Trump, that's the thing, as silly as it is that we say this because it's not how we feel that we need to deliver this message, but they have forced us to deliver it this way. We should just say there was 2 candidates in the Republican primary.
Exactly.
Qualified candidates.
That's
in
my
the
point about
Republican
being
primary
colorblind.
in Michigan, and Trump picked who he felt was the best.
The better.
But the better, right? The better. I was on a roll. Boom. Here. So you have John James, an African-American candidate that the President of the United States endorsed. They never talked about that. The media never talked. Then he won, and he is blowing up in Michigan as far as popularity. I have made a commitment, a small commitment, to do anything I can to help him get elected. I think Rush made a commitment. I think Sean has made. I mean,
now
Rush
let's do the flip
yesterday.
side. Let's do the flip side. What if he would have lost? Do you think that would have made MSNBC, CNN, Joe and Mika? If he would have lost, the whole narrative from the mainstream media was, there's another one that Trump endorsed that the voters didn't turn out for, that they didn't support. His base is falling apart.
Did you hear my 911 call yesterday?
Oh, yeah, that was great. I got someone behind me.
Debbie Stabenow's in trouble. White woman, right?
Yeah. Anyway.
911, what's your emergency? I have a black man following me really close in a car behind me. Okay, and you are? My name's Debbie Stabenow, and his name, or can you identify him? Yes. He's got a Trump bumper sticker on his car. He's wearing a Make America Great hat, and he's a black guy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
You reprised it pretty well.
Debbie Stabenow, watch out in Michigan, because John James, a very qualified, educated candidate, opponent, is coming your way. We'll leave it at that, because I want to go on to this. We have a race in Kansas that is 91
votes or something like that, yeah.
Kobach and what's the other guy's name? He is the current governor. Okay, we have that. We have the Ohio 12th that you would think all elections surrounded Ohio 12, but that's down to 1,200 votes or something separates.
Yeah,
that
it's neck and neck. How do they find 500 votes that didn't get cast? I don't know. And the net effect was the challenger gained 190 votes. I think
O'Connell?
it was.
Was his name O'Connor?
The Democrat.
The Democrat gained 90 some votes. Now here's one.
Oh, Danny boy.
We're doing abbreviated this morning, and the all-star is here, Rick.
Yeah.
And Bruce, where is Bruce? Bruce just had an appointment. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, he's got some.
He had to go see a guy.
He had to go see a guy about a medical condition.
Bruce couldn't be with us this morning. And Jane, we hear everything is going well. She had surgery. We'll let her tell you about that next week when she returns. So she is doing well.
She had a knee replacement. Let's not.
I didn't know if you want me to say that or not.
Yeah, but it's okay because when you say she had surgery, well, oh my gosh, what happened to Jane? This was elective surgery so that she could get out on the tennis court again. So, hey Jane, if you're watching, you promised me you were going to be watching. I'm sticking up for you here, girl. He wants to make it very.
Why are you sticking up for somebody? I didn't do anything. I just didn't know if she wanted me to go, and Jane.
Jane had surgery this week, and we don't know how it came out.
She may have had
She had elective surgery and had her knee replaced, okay? I've had my knee replaced. I've had my hip replaced.
Oh, you look just like it. Your knee looks great.
I can still get down on the ground and fix lawnmowers, though. Kinda.
You really want to say it?
Where'd that clip go?
Where'd it go? Boom. Oh, fuck.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, anyhow. Here's the last subject before we close.
Yes,
and
sir.
I got a couple things on my closer
All right.
that I want to bring up that's happening here in Georgia. We do have some campaigns going on. Judge orders plane carrying deported mother and daughter to turn around.
A
federal judge ordered a plane carrying a mother and daughter to turn around and head back to the United States hours after being whisked away by U.S. authorities before a court hearing on deportation status could be finished. This is pretty outrageous. This is their opinion. U.S. District Court Judge Emmett G. Sullivan said to the Washington Post. So this puts a lot of stuff in a box that we have to pay attention to judges. Have to pay attention to these judges. Now, El Salvador, mother and daughter deported. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm watching CNN this morning. CNN runs it at 5 o'clock. They run it as hard as they can. This story, right? Zip on Chicago. Zip on the 12 people dead. Zip on the 17-year-old kid. Zip. I watch MSNBC at 6 o'clock this morning. Zip on Chicago. Zip on it. Running this story. How outrageous it is that we did this. The lady from El Salvador and her daughter, we deport them, put them on a plane. They actually touch ground in El Salvador. Judge orders the plane back.
Do you think...
Who paid for this?
Exactly.
Who paid for this? Because this guy got outraged from the bench. What say you?
Do you think the ICE immigration is going to be the main focus in the midterm elections?
Well, I will say this. I watched this morning, and what I did is I wrote this down, and you'll see it this Sunday. I'll watch this Sunday. They are setting up the election narrative. Now, when you say the voter, and I don't want to get into this because what I had an opportunity to do last week was talk about fake news, okay? And what happens here is we will say, what do you start hearing in elections, no matter how local, how national, what they are, what do we hear? I wish the politicians would discuss the issues, right? The issues. Why won't they discuss the issues? Because what happens is media sets the issues, picks the narratives, and starts the fight.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
That's what they do. So the media is now picking the narrative. The narrative is how, okay, this is what was said. Okay, I love this. College educated white women in suburbs are devastated with the border agents ripping children from their mother's arms. Now make sure it's white college educated women are devastated by that, according to liberal, my opinion.
That must have come out in the 4 a.m. dump,
Okay.
The 4 a.m. news dump.
So they are setting now, you're getting close to Labor Day, just prepping you. Labor Day kicks off,
right.
Boom, right?
Kicks off the...
So what happens between now and Labor Day where you and I are not paying attention? I mean, I am, but people out there are not paying attention. What happens is they're setting the narrative. You follow me?
Yep.
Now, what you're going to say after Labor Day, you're going to say, why do they never talk about the issues? And then the media is going to double back a couple steps and say, well, you know, we try to get them to talk about tax cuts, but they won't. No, you just started. You follow me?
Yeah.
You with me?
Yep.
So I watched all that take place this morning, wrote it all down, and that's what they've done is setting the narrative. So, Rick, what do you have as a closer, or take your time? What do you have?
Well, I learned a lot of history from the movie yesterday, and for anybody that just has got some time, they're interested in history a little bit and how we've come to this point. I really recommend going to see Death of a Nation. I've got kind of a different twist on a winner and a loser this week because they're the same person.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's going to be my winner this week, and my winner for the people that do pay attention, the Trump supporters and the and the conservative movement, because this is going to do nothing but bring more people to the voting booth. And she's also the biggest loser of the month, of the week, and because of her ignorance and her socialistic views. The fact that now she's saying that I will not debate anybody because it's like I'm getting catcalls. I don't want to be subjected to the catcalls. It's because she doesn't understand what's going on in this world, and she's just she's my loser of the week.
Okay, a couple things. Thank you very much, folks. Don't leave us right after this message. With these messages, we're going to have North Georgia Senior Living. You know, there's a lot of questions out there concerning cost and monthly fees, and you know, senior living. We're gonna focus on Cameron Hall, and we have somebody that's going to answer a lot of your questions on the cost and some of the things and the type of activities they do and things like that. So don't miss Senior Living right after these messages, and then we're going to have our Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Okay. Now I want to close with this, Rick.
Yep.
What's happening now in the media? And we have Georgia. We have several races going on: governor, lieutenant governor, so many. Okay. Sources tell me, okay, on insurance commissioner. Just want to throw this out here for what I call the red meat for next week. Sources tell me that we're not far away from insurance commissioner candidate Republican Jim Beck possibly getting indicted. That could spin the Republican Party really around on the down ballot. It's possible. Just sources tell me we could be a couple weeks away from Jim Beck possibly facing indictment. We'll talk about that on insurance commissioner. Second, the guy Jeff Duncan that won by 1,200 or 1,700 votes for lieutenant governor against David Schaefer. An ethics complaint was filed yesterday. Now, I will candidly tell you, I spoke to the individual. That filed the ethics complaint, not against Jeff Duncan, but against dark money. Okay, and we'll do this Monday on the show, against dark money that helped Jeff Duncan win against David Schaefer. So this is on the AJC if you want to read it and be ready for Monday. Ethics complaint targets dark money group supporting Jeff Duncan. Okay, that was filed. The person that filed the complaint, I spent a considerable amount of time on the phone with yesterday afternoon for some details. And we will have this person as a guest Monday with us read the article, okay? So that is out there, and that, if it gets in the media, which it is, and gets continued to be spun around, could cause Republicans a little problem in the lieutenant governor's race. So the blue area that is attempting to win some races in Georgia have a couple outside elements that is helping pull them along. So you better pay attention, and I'll be into that Monday morning. Last but not least on that, the media is setting narratives on things they want Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp to argue about. And I certainly hope after Labor Day we don't have 3 months of Hope Scholarship, okay? And we get serious. So I'm your host, BKP. We're going to be back right after these messages with Senior Living, and then our Pet of the Week. We'll wrap it up. Take us to break, Amanda. Thank you. What? Are you break? Are you break? Don't go to break. Don't go to break. Thank you. Okay? No, I mean, Rick, I have a problem with the lawnmower. Call the guy up. So what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to straighten my lawnmower out. I don't know how I'm going to get it done. He said, we'll get it done. Wait a minute. You better finish it, because you did say we'll get it done.
We got a clip to buy.
We got a clip. But I want to thank Rick, because I tell you what, you're a great friend. I appreciate it very much. And
you're welcome.
And I'm almost at the point of cutting the grass. Thankfully to you. All right. I love you, man. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's T-E-A-S. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Truck Month at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and we're giving you a payload of savings. Now save up to $13,000 off new Silverado Crew Cab LT, and with Days Payment Vacation, make no payments for 90 days. Or save up to $7,400 off new 2018 Chevy Equinox. It's Truck Month in the mountains. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper today, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.